Hi, I'm here to talk to you about our upcoming and second EcoPsych Inspirations program. And for those of you who either attended or watched the recording of our first program with beloved elder, teacher, writer, mentor, Ann Carroll, I think you'll understand why it was that we began with her. And yet the structure was very unique. It was more conversational and flowing, and it was less like a training. And so in order to show some of the breadth of our subject matter as well as structuring and formatting, we're going to be doing something different with our second program. And it is going to be more like a traditional training that we offer at the Ecopsychology Initiative. And the title of it is going to be called The Roots of Our Suffering. And we're going to be looking at what I call ego consciousness. And it's a collection of 10 psychological principles that individually on their own and collectively really explain a lot of the sources of our struggles that we are encountering individually and collectively in the world today. And before saying more about that, I want to just offer a little context, which is that I have always had an interest and passion for psychology. And when I took my first course when I was around 14 or 15, I knew then that that was something that I wanted to be involved in for the rest of my life, because to me, it helped explain, even if it wasn't the only explanation, so much of what was happening, success or struggle, positive or negative, what we wanted, what we didn't want. It was there in individual thoughts and feelings and relationships and behaviors and group dynamics, communications, community and organizational culture and engagement and values, and then on larger systemic levels like politics and media and economics and subjects like climate change. It was always there in some capacity or another. And so to me, that made it super fascinating, as well as really important for those of us who are interested in making change in the world. And so I think if we look at what's happening in the world, and regardless of where you live, there is a real need for change. There is a lot of suffering and struggling that's happening right now. And it's really important that we better understand on the deepest levels, kind of down in the well springs, why this is happening, or else we can't really expect to make changes. We're just going to be dealing with symptoms as opposed to causes. And so therein is where I'm bringing up what I call ego consciousness. And as I mentioned, it's these 10 principles that are psychologically applied and integrated in all levels of society, whether it's our individual psyches or our organizations, our politics, our communities, our group relations, etc. And so helping people to understand these really gives us tools and a map for bringing about change. And so I'll give you an example of two of them. One is fear, the other is control, and these show up on so many different levels. And the more aware we are of them, the more we can make different choices to bring about change. And so that's going to be the focus of our upcoming training. It's going to be on Friday, November 14th from 12 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I mentioned before, it's going to follow the format of a more traditional training, in that I'm going to give a presentation. There's going to be a slideshow and experiential activities, as well as opportunities for discussion and Q&A, etc. And so I'm really excited, and I know maybe I've made some lofty claims about the potential of these 10 principles and what I'm calling ego consciousness, and yet I'm really confident that they have the power to be really transformative. And I'm not saying that they are the cure-all or the only answer or solution, but I really do believe that for those of us who want to make change, whether in our own lives, our communities, the workplaces we're a part of, the larger planet, that it's really important that we have this lens and framework that we can apply. So I hope you'll be interested in joining us. You can check out our website for more information and to register. And as always, if you have questions, let us know. And in the meantime, seasonal greetings. Nature knows the way.